That feels sexy. All my champagne. All my champagne. All my champagne. Red lipstick all over my champagne. Pink lipstick all over my champagne. Purple lipstick all over my champagne. We can get it crackin', we can do the damn thing. I show up on the scene in an envy money green. Shawty said he hating cause I'm in there pushing streets. And they be talking here and shit, but bitch I'm all that green. So they see me by the bar and know that money ain't a thing. Bitch break, and best watch what you say. Cause we came here to party hard and there's no other way. Coke, slow coke, check, kush, we smoking. You see me in the sales with a bottle, I'm loaded. Cute face, slim waist, watch the boys play. Pink lipstick all over my champagne. Oh, we can get it crackin', we can do the damn thing. Black Kate Moss, every day's a runway. And I prefer a black carpet on my runway. All I get is dough and
What up, Luke? What up, baby? What up, Jeff?
make it look easy to these hoes. But bitch, get out my way, can't you see I'm tryna pose? Red lipstick all over my champagne. Pink lipstick all over my champagne. Purple lipstick all over my champagne. We can get it crackin', we can do the damn thing. Red lipstick all over my champagne. Pink lipstick all over my champagne. Purple lipstick all over my champagne. We can get it crackin', we can do the damn thing. I'm hella dope, he want a sample like Coke. And I say asking questions, can you pay my card? No, cause it's the boss bitch.
They call me Taserface.
No, I don't need a man, just wanna bring one home.
Name that movie. $2 credit. They call me Taserface. Name that movie.
He said that I'm a perfect mate, but he'll break me. Pink lipstick all over my champagne.
Happy Friday.
We can do the damn thing. No makeup, but he say I'm a pretty thing. The kitty meet me at the spot so he can exchange. Call a yellow cab, cause I'm supermodel fast. And I'm so bright, he had to hit his brake pads. Cold gates now, he wouldn't even take his cash. He told me walk real slow with your fine ass. Red lipstick all over my champagne. Pink lipstick all over my champagne. Purple lipstick all over my champagne. We can get it crackin', we can do the damn thing. Red lipstick all over my champagne. Pink lipstick all over my champagne. Purple lipstick all over my champagne. We can get it crackin', we can do the damn thing. First of all, you're ratchet. This lip gloss y'all got on, damn, you need some color in your life. The pink, the purples, the red, the blue, some lip tattoos. Y'all whack, you lame. Get on my level.
Luke got it. Did you look it up?
Red lipstick all over my champagne.
You got it, Luke. I saw that laser snake. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. They call me Taserface. I actually think it's Guardians of the Galaxy 2. No, it's 1. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. I had a few requests to say maybe don't spend so much time going through all the vet base. So I'm going to try to find a medium happy balance by not naming all the names. I'll try to like maybe take a minute or two here on the first couple packs. But I'll read all the rookies. Blacklock, Rieger, Bryant, Benjamin, McDonald, Taylor, and Fulton, and Edwards, Tony Jones, and now for the vet base. I'm just going to... Again, if you weren't in the first break, you can always watch out if you want to see some more of the cards. One of my favorite things about it is every card has a fun fact. JJ's favorite movie is D2, The Mighty Ducks. You want a good Brady? I know, I saw you have them. Like Lamar Jackson eats shrimp Alfredo before every game. Nick Foles, Nick's book, Believe It, was the New York Times bestseller. Baker Mayfield's favorite TV show is Seinfeld. So yeah, cool. Daniel Jones' favorite band is Kings of Leon. I like him just a little bit less, but that's okay. Not bad. So check those out when you get your cards. Mike Williams, Michael Galbert, Albert O, Cooper, and a Keyshawn Vaughn is going to be our first auto. I'm going to pull up the list here because I'm going to check on these. Keyshawn Vaughn. If I seem a little bit faster too, I do want to get up and hang out with my son just a little bit before he goes to bed. His birthday party's tomorrow. Today's his birthday. But he's just had such a cool day. It's been such a neat day for us. I'm excited for his party tomorrow. But I'd like to get up and see him too. Now, that doesn't mean we're not doing anything else tonight. I got to, kind of gauge what's going on with him. What up, Mike Williamson? How you doing, man? How's the family doing out there? How's everyone holding up? Curtis Weaver, Devin Duvernay, Albert O, Brian Herron, Calebon Chason, LaVisca Chenault, Sean McKee, and T. Higgins, Jeff Okuda. I didn't post pictures of our first break, but man, we got some nice stuff in it, including a very cool, are they called Intergalactic? It was like the old Sports Flicks cards, like where you move it and it changes from Dak's home to away jersey. It was a Dak Prescott, very cool card. Derek Brown, Raheem Mostert, LaVisca Chenault, all hands team Michael Thomas, and for the Washington Redskins, Steven Montez. And the Keyshawn Vaughn went out to the Bucks, which was Emily, and the Skins goes out to Dan Chumbley. What's everyone getting into tonight? A seawall so that it doesn't happen in the future. Oh, we got a 101 last break too. DJ Moore, it was a plate of Irv Smith. Gandy Golden, Bowden. We have Diggs, Claypool, Delpit, Bond, Simmons and Judy. We have Dunlap, Beasley. Cole's favorite late night snack is Oreos and milk. Me too! That is my favorite snack at late at night. Oh, I love Oreos and milk. But I don't dip them. I used to dip them. You know what? I split them in half, but I don't lick the icing now. Like when I was a kid, I did that. I eat the cookie side first, have a little milk, and then I eat the frosting side. It's so good. Out of 20, Matt Stafford. These are all going to be randomed off. These are really cool cards. This is for week 6. They're your high scorers. So in week 6, it was Matt Ryan, Stephon Diggs, and James Conner. And I don't know if they're all high scorers or just big games. And there's a Joe Burrow. What up, Nick? Why am I weird? Because of the way I eat Oreos? How do you eat an Oreo? Or you're not 11, so you don't eat them. Oreos are the best. It's one of the few treats I can have that I don't have to worry about the peanut thing in my house. And you become essential. Oh, so you can work again. Good for you. So you'll be back at it. Do you have all your tools ready to go, Mike? You dunk them? Well, listen. I hate the fact that when I dunk them, they get kind of soft, and if they fall in your milk, then you're digging around in your milk, fingering your milk and stuff. It's never good. I used to dip them in coffee. You ever do Oreos in coffee? Oh my gosh, it's so good. I will dip them in coffee if I have a nice warm cup of coffee. Jordan Love scorecard, celebration, Saints. And this will go to the Giants since it's Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and Tyler Boyd. 2 Giants players take it. And it's going to be 3 out of 20. Sean McKeon out of Michigan, 3 out of 20. Let's see who that goes to. That is going to go to the boys, Dallas Cowboys, Carl Roberts. We will be doing 2 $5 hitless credits. We used to not do any of those on a release day stuff, but now we at least do 2 $5 credits. We're not doing the stacks pulls or like fantasy spots and stuff, but there will be a checklist coming for the early draft, or an opportunity, a mixer coming for the early draft league with a 2020 mixer, random teams. So that's most of them, the bigger machines. Oh, you mean they repaired some of them? Is that what you're saying? Like, what do you mean that it's you didn't have to buy new ones? Jalen Hurts. There was a Brady for you. You'll notice some breakers, I said this last break, will just fly right, like they'll just skip the whole pile. I don't want to quite do that. KJ Hamler out of 50 gold zone. Derek Brown, Mike Williams, and there's a Tua draft card. If you didn't hear the trivia question at the beginning, They will never open. Well, you know, they were close to it, getting there. That's awesome, Mike. That probably saved you a fortune. There's a Tua. Lawson, Johnson, Wilkins. I'm glad it's working out. You guys are getting back to work. Raheem Mostert, Houston Texans celebration. Breakthrough Sanders, Justin Jefferson, and out of 100, Lamar Jackson breakthrough out of 100 there. Nice. There you go. Good day for you, Jamie. Getting it started right. Pittman. This is AJ Green. Different AJ Green. Colin Johnson. I did not. Did you guys know there was another AJ Green coming in? Edwards-Helaire. Hopkins, Westbrook, Thomas. Look at that Tannehill picture. Pretty cool shot. Miles Sanders. Attended the same high school as Rob Gronkowski. Here's a Daniel Jones out of 100. Showcase blue frame. Josh Allen breakthrough. And this is a Jameis Winston. So right now our high scorers last year were Daniel Jones, Jameis Winston, and Matt Ryan at quarterback. Go figure that one out. That, Mike, yesterday I was feeling that. I was feeling a little bit of the social media thing. Like just the ill effects of like the negativity on there. And so I honestly detached yesterday, went outside and worked like all day. And it did me well. Although everyone said I came in talking too much yesterday. Like I was by myself all day. I can only talk to myself. I do literally talk to myself. It's not just you guys. Irv Smith out of 100. Henry Ruggs, Lamar Jackson, and there's another one. Deshaun Watson, Devontae Parker, and James White. I'm going to set these off to the side because I want to review those then. 2 more packs in box 1. That's funny. Well, Jones has 2 cards in this. Get your 101 guesses in if you haven't. Like I said, we want to get those in. We did hit one last time. It was Irv Smith. No one guessed it, and we didn't hit another. Jordan Love, O'Grady, A.J. Dillon, Hunt Parker, Tyler Boyd's favorite player during his youth was Hines Ward. We heard that earlier. Let's see what Adrian Peterson says. Adrian Peterson appeared on an episode of The League. Yes, he did. He dated, the girl. Who did Adrian Peterson date? It was someone that one of the guys is dating, and she decides to date Adrian Peterson. That was a funny episode. AJ Terrell out of 50. There you go. The bod. Wasn't it the bod or something? Falcons. Atlanta Falcons going out to Andrew Mendoza. What up, Andrew? So 2 nice numbered ones here. Going out to the Falcons. Again, 2 $5 hitless credits. We won't be drafting for a while as everyone said they wanted to wait to draft in fantasy. That it was way too early to draft. But we do. Oh, it was not a case hit. We got another one. I heard they're 1 per case, but maybe not. Justin Herbert. This is from the same case. KJ Hill, Victor, Hilton, Williams, Hayden, Sanu, Ross, Singletary, Williams, Garrett, Jeffrey. You'll get to see one of these that I was talking about that we pulled of Dak. I heard it's only a 20-player set, and I don't think they're numbered. Here you go. People are asking insane amounts of money for these. If they're too common, it won't work out. Intergalactic Aaron Rodgers going out to the Green Bay Packers. He's going to love that one. That's going right into the PC or the trash if Mike Cornett doesn't say nice things to me. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, really, how important is Mike Cornett to the group? Would we be upset if we lost? Like, I know y'all would back me if I just chucked this, right? What happened to it? I don't know. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. That's not even funny to joke about. Aaron, I really like that when you come in, you say just mostly like negative things. So that's fun. Keyshawn Vaughn, Lamar Jackson, Chris Godwin, and Leonard Fournette. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I don't know how rare they are, though. If we pulled two already in the same case. All right. That's box number 1. Box number 2. Those cards are sweet, though. You guys ever have the sports, where the Sports Flicks cards they were called, I think. They were really cool. You know what? If I would have thought of that may have been, and I still got to do that throwback random. That may have been my throwback card because I had a few of those. They had them in baseball and in football. All right, here we go. Good luck, box number 2. You get the best advice doing what's that, Mike? Singletary, Garrett, Williams, Hopkins, Westbrook, Thomas. What do you guys... I asked the last group, and I'm sure some of you have seen more of it. What's your overall take on score? Just give me your general thoughts. I want to hear them. Go ahead. I want to at least... Oh, the best advice talking to yourself? Listen, I do play devil's advocate a lot. Austin Hooper was an all-league... was all league in the shot put in high school. That makes sense. Cole Kmet out of 35. Derek Brown, Mike Williams. There's a Tua and a Nick Bosa breakthrough. I like those breakthrough cards. Oh, Pinnacle Baseball. I'm going to pull my... You know what I'm going to do at some point in the next week or so? I'm going to go over... When I go over to my dad's and hang out, I'm going to go down, and I have some of those Pinnacle ones. I think I have a Chipper Jones one that I specifically know, like, a box that it would be in. I want to pull it out. They are really cool. They need to bring back like an entire set like that. That would be neat. With like autographs on it and stuff. They have to get creative with some new sets. Like, I don't know. I think that we haven't seen the coolest cards that come out from Panini yet. Or Topps for that matter. Just I think there's going to be some improvements in the card market now. You're going to see some interesting advances. And hopefully it's not online blockchain cards. Isaiah Simmons out of 100. A.J. Dillon, DJ Moore, Rogers 43.8, Marvin Jones 43.3, and Edmonds, Chase Edmonds. Remember that week? You guys didn't tell me. What do you think of score so far? Honestly, I want your honest opinion of it. We don't have a ton of it. I'm not buying more of it right now. My only thing about it is that the price point is just a little high. A lot high. I'm not going to just sugarcoat it. It's a lot high. I see it dropping. It will drop. But I'll tell you what, those intergalactic people who sold those quickly probably were smart to do that if they're not that rare. There's a Jackson Godwin and Fournette, J.K. Dobbins, and for the Niners, JaMychal Hasty. Pulled one of those last break too. That's going to go out to Ron Maxa. Like, you like it more than you thought it. You know what? Well, that was for me last year, Jamie. That was Don Russ. I was like kind of not excited about Don Russ, and by like the first couple boxes, like it grew on me a lot. To this day, Don Russ is slowly becoming one of. And I always liked Optic, but this year, Don Russ really grew on me a lot. Well, Nick, hopefully, like, it's, you know, they said score sold out at 180 on Panini's website. It's a lot more than that everywhere else, so I could see why it would sell out there at that price. But then you also pay taxes, and you have to wait a few days to get your box, and by then, you know. Bryce Love, there's a Justin Herbert. Breakthrough, Celebration, and Zach Ertz. 4 autos isn't bad. And you know what? Last score is a little blah. I like Don Russ a lot more. A straight up, like I said, Don Russ has grown on me. There's a Jameis Godwin and Chubb again. However, there has been a lot more vet autos already. We pulled a Cox from Philly auto last time. We pulled a Noah Fant auto last time. There was one more vet auto we pulled. We pulled 3 vet autos. And to me, that's cool because not a lot of sets offer you accessible vet autos. They're usually further and few and far between. There's a Ben Roethlisberger out of 100. Breakthrough Josh Allen. Matt McGinn, I don't know if you're in here, but Chronicles was nice with all the... What did Nick say? Before I was provocative, isn't that bad? Oh, you agree with him on where the things are going? Oh, 4 autos per box, but not many. So, Matt went ahead and drafted the Bills and then donated them to my son for his birthday. And my son hasn't collected really a lot yet. There's a Burrow. But between the breakthrough card here, I'll keep these on screen. Between the breakthrough card that he got and some of the other ones, my son goes, these look like superhero cards. I'm like, dude, I said to Pax, I go, dude, that's exactly what I said while I was breaking. So he really likes them. He wants to collect them now. So I thought that was cool. So Matt, thank you for that. I didn't know if he would be excited or not. He very much was. It was a good set for you to do that. Some of the cards, I said this is supposed to be a set. This is out of 100, Duke Johnson Showcase. This is a set that's supposed to be more geared towards like the younger collector, or that it's supposed to be the low end set. This is supposed to come in at like 100, $120, $100 a box, whatever it used to be. That was the whole point of this. Yeah, you're right. It's not easy, and you would hope that packs like this, there is the good thing is you'll be able to get this. I don't see this selling out in Walmart. If Score Blasters sell out in Walmart, we have a very, very big problem in the hobby. That wouldn't be good, because I feel like that would completely take any other collector out of it. And I think people who go up and snatch up all the Score are going to be, like Blasters, are going to be really disappointed with the outcome. It is one product I don't encourage you to buy in retail. We will not touch Score retail. And as a matter of fact, we stayed away from, I had an opportunity to get a couple times to get some draft picks retail, and I haven't been a fan of it. Darius Anderson. Yeah, but it's unfortunate, I said this can be a really fun pack. How many of you guys, and answer this question before I tell you my point, how many of you guys buy a fantasy football magazine at the beginning of the football season, like early? I'll admit, I do. I don't always read it, but I get it to glance at, to kind of see what the big trades were on each team that I may have forgotten about. So I do that a lot. How many of you guys buy a fantasy football magazine during the season? Maybe not to use as your telltale, end-all, be-all research, but just something to glance at. You do, Trey. You do, Mr. Cool. There's a Tua. We got Rieger, Bryant, Benjamin, McDonald, Taylor, Fulton, Edwards, Jones. Well, what I like about this set is that it's kind of like, in a way, a little, like if you would look at the player descriptions, it's very similar to the setup like a fantasy football magazine. It's got their last year's stats, their height, their weight, like mostly what they tell you about. It gives you a little blurb about them or whatever. And then, this is cool, a little bonus fun fact. Dawson's favorite musician is George Strait. Wow. He'll fit right in Buffalo. So to me, you could buy a pack of this if it wasn't $25 a pack, if it was $8 a pack, and enjoy it as much as I would probably, LaMarcus Joyner out of 50, a fantasy football magazine. I think it's an enjoyable read. Oh, I agree with you. You get one in case I always get it and keep it in my bag. And then if I'm like, oh man, I got to go to a draft, I didn't print out a sheet, and I'll just grab it and use it as my checklist. There's usually a couple different ones in there. There's a Jordan Love. Yeah, on my bigger leagues, on my pricier leagues, I make sure I'm prepared. I print out based on our scoring. You can get like specific models based on scoring. And I was just talking earlier today to Calkins, how I rarely follow that, to a T. But more than anything, there's that a 35 Gross Matos. More than anything, it gives me a reminder of who's out there left. A lot of times if you're doing a draft board, you don't know who the other picks are that are available. And then people are searching forever through stickers. Who's that guy that played for San Francisco 2 years ago that got traded? It's like, dude, make a pick. Why are you researching now? We're on hour 6 and you've had 14 beers. Can you pick a sticker? You don't know what you're doing. Clearly, can you just pick a sticker? That's my frustration during drafts. I love live drafts, but nothing irritates me more than someone that comes totally unprepared, gets hammered drunk, and then messes up all the stickers. That was box number 2. Sorry, that was my soapbox. What do you guys? What's your favorite thing about a draft, or your least favorite thing about doing like a fantasy football draft? I know a lot of people's is drafting too early. That's one of my favorite things. Yep, the apps are. You're right. The apps are getting cheaper and cheaper. But what they do is they want you to lock in for like a year, and then they auto renews for $60, and that gets me every time. Yeah, I like just like having food and drinks. And if I don't mind if people get a little sloshed in the 12th, 13th rounds, 14th rounds, whatever, because then your picks are good to go. You should be good by then, and you're just picking some flyers. I mean, you can make or break your league, your team in those rounds too. But there's only so many choices to go from there. You should know who your late round sleepers are. I'm going to have to join that one. And that's on app, or can you get it on the computer too for that? I'd want to be able to print it out. Brandon Ayuk. And Bryce Perkins. That's going to be for the Rams. Going out to Andrew Mendoza. Getting a star from waivers, that's your favorite thing about fantasy football? I was more talking about, who's that? The draft, but that's always a good feeling. I did that with Alvin Kamara in his Rookie of the Year season. Someone dropped him after week 1, and I had Mark Ingram, and I had ended up picking up both. I won the league that year with that combo. I played him every week from week 2 on. And they both scored a ton in 17. There's an Okuda. And there he is, Henry Ruggs. Oakland Raiders, correct? I've seen so many names and done so many sorts and had to look up names. I'm confirming. Yep. That's Las Vegas Raiders going out to Mendoza as well. There we go. I did have something I wanted to bring up. One of my favorite things during, Cole said about, Graham said about the best waiver wire pickup and stuff. One of my favorite things is drafting a good sleeper that you've been on all year. Last year, like Austin Hooper, I feel like was for me. And everyone has their own kind of guy they want to go after. If you're in multiple leagues, you see yourself drafting some of the guys in almost every league. A lot of times you end up reaching for him, but I like it when that guy hits. You feel like you were on it. There's an end zone. 1 of 6. Dalvin Cook for the Minnesota Vikings going out to Michael Thompson Schneider. Michael Thompson 2. Nice. Oops. And there's the Jones and Saquon. Ruggs and Lamar Jackson. From the viewership, I feel like either A, people are watching a lot more breaks elsewhere with scores. There are a lot of score breaks breaking right now. It's dinner time, or this is just a boring break. And in that case, there's not a ton I can do. Score is definitely not a thrilling break. Where I feel like Donruss can be a little bit more. Fantasy stars for the Texans, Watson, Parker, and White. And there's DeMarcus Lawrence for the Dallas Cowboys. That's what I'm talking about those vet autos. Carl! What up, Carl? There's the DeMarcus Lawrence. Going out to them boys. Jamie, you still out golfing right now? Hasty, Warren, Kelly Bryant, Chase Young. Look at that stomach. Guy could probably just take my head off with one hit. The product is boring. I appreciate you saying the product and not this break is boring, because I'm trying to do my best with it. I'll tell you what, there's a Mahomes out of 35. It wouldn't be so bad if it was during fantasy season and we had some more topics of conversation to kind of bite into. I will say it's definitely a hard... I don't know how people break this by the case. Dan's cooking. Dan, what are you cooking for dinner? I know, I don't want to... So, Ron, my brother, I think you heard me say last time, my brother came over at 6 this morning. We had to do a couple sorts before we shipped. And he's been doing a lot of sorting. It's a lot nicer to do it with a partner than it is alone. Vaughn, there's a Jordan Love. A.J. Dillon. Chung, Nelson, Campbell, Mosley, Fitzpatrick. You know what the thing is about it too is that this is not a cheap ship either, because it's so much. And I see why people say, I don't want the base. After you're in so many of these, the base is just so redundant. Out of 100, Derrick Henry. Banging it, ranch, chicken, rice, and broccoli. That sounds good. My wife has steak upstairs for us. I heard her yelling for me. We're having steak for Paxton's birthday. Diggs, Claypool, Delpit, Alan Hearns. Where do you live at, Nick, that you were playing? It was so humid again out today. McCaffrey, Gurley, Ryan, Drake, Smith, White, Rodgers. We got something coming up. Godwin, there's a Higgins and a Tua. Here's one of those fantasy cards. Jackson, Godwin, and Fournette. And it's going to be a Raekwon Davis from Bama. And that's going to go out to the Miami Dolphins. Andrew Mendoza. Going out to the Dolphins. Ooh, it's getting heated upstairs. 3 more packs and 1 more box after that to go. Look at Nick. Someone mark him up for the point system for brownie points. Dude, who's keeping track of that? No, I'm just kidding, Nick. Thank you. I do my best with it. I know some products are harder than others. We had talked about the idea, and I think I was talking about something and lost my train of thought listening to them upstairs, but we had talked about the idea of doing something like this where everyone gets a pack and then builds their best Julio Jones gold zone out of 50 and then builds their best possible fantasy team out of it. If these cards drop at all significantly when the season starts, we can do that. What we can do is grab a box of this, sell 10 spots, and that will be you build a fantasy team out of it. This would be a good pack to do it with 40 cards in it. CeeDee Lamb, Zach Moss. Oh, you're like, did you get a lot of storms today? Is there a system that makes it easier? One sec, Ron. I'll answer your question here in a second. Nick, did you guys get storms your way today? It was like teetering on storm level here, but never fully hit. Ron, pretty much, I don't use a sorting mat. Some breakers like to use a sorting mat. I saw a lot at Nationals. I know Adam uses one. We have developed a system where I know where like I go by AFC East, North, South, West, NFC East, North, South, West. I know what teams go where. It goes Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, Jets. You know, it's Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Bengals, and Colts, Texans, Jags, Titans, and it's Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. So I just have that system, and then it helps when there's something like this. If you're sorting the same cards, it's a lot easier. So if you have very much of the similar same cards, Leonard Williams out of 100, you can get into a much faster routine. There's another Joe Burrow. Then if you're sorting like a score card and then a Don Russ card, the other thing that helps is that the backs a lot of times have the team symbols. So that's helpful as well. All right, last box mojo. Here we go. Don't forget, we will do a $5 credit then. Hitless credit. And then, like I said, I'm not going to be promising anything for the night. But I do have a mixer lined up. We won't do another 4. I can't open another 4 boxes of this tonight. And guys, if it's all right with you, we're going to fly through this base. We've seen every base card in the set. We're not reading the fun facts. If that's a problem, let me know. If you're like, no, please go through the base. I understand. I can do that. All right, we had Lutton, Dobbins, Vaughn, Love, Brown, Jones, O'Grady, Dillon. And if you haven't seen, this is what some breakers will do. They take that and they set it off to the side. I'm not going to do that. I'll rifle through it quick. But I have seen people do that because you're just seeing the same base cards over and over again. That's the... Oh, I remember what I was talking about earlier. I was talking about how there's a Chase Claypool and a Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I was talking about how Score could cut their base in half, kind of like make it like a pack of Donruss, and it would be fine. Like, it could be a cool set if they didn't overdo the base and maybe did some more parallels in it for the base cards. Going out to the Steelers, Claypool. But unfortunately, like, there are packs where you get 2 of the same cards in it, like base cards. It's just redundant. And again, when it was a kid's product, why everyone was probably just too tired to focus. That happens sometimes. All right, Carl Joseph out of 100. And then Jackson, Watkins, and McCaffrey. Bryant, Young, Ruggs, Terrell, Bradley, Murray, Lipscomb, Wilcox, and there's a Joe Burrow. Something's going on upstairs. All right, here we go. Blake Jarwin. And there's the Robinson and Mahomes. That's going out to the Chiefs because there's 2 of them. And Jawan Johnson. And that's going to go to the New Orleans Saints. Who dat nation? Oh, I'll tell you what. I feel like, Nick, for me, I don't know how to do. I can't line them up either. I can drive the ball one day and I can't putt the next, or vice versa. What's your strongest part of your game? There's a Greedy out of 100 and a CeeDee Lamb draft. Breakthrough Kyler, Celebrations Ravens, and a Christian McCaffrey. Ron, did that answer your question at all about a system to sort that makes it easier? Justin Herbert, Epinesa, Brady, Finley, Oliver. We got Anthony McFarland. There's another one. Ravens, Falcons, and the Cards, Drake, Jones, and Jackson. We'll do 1-1. There's a Jordan Love. Drinking beer. That's like how I am with Pong and golf. The only way I have a chance if I have a few. They do make sorting mats. I know for Ron to kind of go a little bit further into answering your questions. There's a Hopkins. My dad has made me for basketball and baseball. Took just a piece of like whiteboard, not whiteboard. Yeah, like you know what I'm talking about, like the not whiteboard but cardboard, like white cardboard or whatever. Poster board. Sorry, there it is. Poster board. And he has lined it out and put the team names at the bottom. But for me, and that's nice if I have someone helping out. For me, I don't like to see that. It kind of just gets in the way. There's an AJ Green out of 50. Seahawks, Panthers that will go out to the Seahawks. Yeah, for me, that just kind of gets in the way. Yeah, the only thing is they're bulky, and to me, there's too much of a risk to chip corners, Ron, when you use those things. And you have to, it like goes so slow. There's a Joe Burrow, Beasley, Chubb. But to me, we put them in stacks. We straighten the stacks out as we go. It just seems to be the fastest, least chance of damaging a card way. Jacob Eason and a Hunter Bryant is going to be our next auto there. Hunter Bryant is going to be going out to, let me see if I can find that here. It's going to go to the Detroit Lions. That goes out to Fred Bell. Fred had a good night the other night. Same night, last night actually. Got a Todd Gurley black gold rookie and auto. And a Drew Lock cracked ice out of Contenders draft as well. So Fred Bell crushed it last night. Fred, actually the Todd Gurley went out today. The Drew Lock was the only break we didn't get to. And one baseball break. But the rest of it went out. What was the secret, Nick? Did you do some like training or change your game somehow? Get new special expensive clubs? I like the speed we're going at now. I feel like we don't need to see all the base, but you kind of get a glimpse to see if you got a card by the team symbols. Jameis Winston out of 35. There's an Okuda. Like I said, most breakers aren't even shipping the base. Rieger, Bryant, Benjamin, McDonald, Taylor, Fulton, Edwards. There's a Jake Fromm. And there is one of the... Hey, look at this. Latavius Murray for the Saints. Going out to New Orleans. Again, the vet autos in this are not too bad. I've enjoyed them a lot. There you go, Nick S. Latavius Murray Saints auto. And there was the Drew Brees fantasy card. Last pack mojo. Here we go. Again, we'll do 2 $5 hitless credits. Out of 100, Michael Gallup. Who do you think has a better year this year, Michael Gallup or Kenny Golladay? Chase Young, and that'll close it out. All right. No relics in this at all. Nope, it's all autos. 4 autos per box. No relics, no case hit relics. They do have these cards, which are these like Sportflix cards. They're new to the set, but one of the few sets that Panini does with no relics. All right. The early stuff doesn't because I don't think they have a lot of the jersey swatches, especially for the rookies yet. These are all going to get top loaded. Tua, Jameis out of 35, Burrow LSU, AJ Green out of 50, Burrow Ohio State, Burrow draft card, Leonard Williams out of 100. We had the Julio Jones out of 50, Burrow LSU, Tua draft card, Tua base rookie, Gross Matos out of 35, Lamarcus Joyner out of 50, Tua, a pair of Burrows, Isaiah Simmons out of 100, another Tua draft, Cole Kmet out of 35, Smith out of 100, Jones out of 100, Jackson out of 100, Tua base, Tua draft, Hamler out of 50, Love, Burrow, Stafford out of 20, and a Joe Burrow, Ohio State. We also had these, the Mahomes out of 35, the Dalvin Cook out of 6, and the Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Sports Flick card. The Volk wedges gain. They're that good. Like a club is that good, it changes it. All right, one roll for all these cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you ready? It's going to be a 3. That's going to go to the middle. So Sanders, Jones, Watkins, Evans, Diggs, Godwin, Parker, Lockett, Watkins, Evans, Godwin, Jones, Parker, Diggs. Galladay. So you all think that. All right. How about this? Terry McLaurin or Michael Gallup? All right. Terry McLaurin or Michael Gallup? Murray for the New Orleans Saints. Latavius Murray going out to Nick Stavrides. We have the Hunter Bryant for the Detroit Lions going out to Fred Bell. We have the Jawan Johnson for the New Orleans Saints going out to Nick Stavrides. Chase Claypool for the Pittsburgh Steelers going out to Rob Grigsby. There we go. Terry, Galladay, Terry, Gallup. Wait. Gallup was the last one. Terry and Gallup. 1 and 1. Give me more. Gallup or I'm sorry. Terry McLaurin or Michael Gallup. Who do you have? Raekwon Davis for the Miami Dolphins going out to Andrew Mendoza. DeMarcus Lawrence for the Dallas Cowboys going out to Carl Roberts. We had Henry Ruggs for the Las Vegas Raiders going out to Andrew Mendoza. Bryce Perkins for the LA Rams going out to Andrew Mendoza as well. Darius Anderson for the Dallas Cowboys going out to Carl Roberts. All right, Darius Slayton or Terry McLaurin? JaMychal Hasty for the San Francisco 49ers. McLaurin or Slayton? AJ Terrell for the Atlanta Falcons going out to Andrew Mendoza. There you go, Andrew getting a few autos in here. Sean McKeon going out to the Dallas Cowboys to Carl. Keyshawn Vaughn for the Tampa Bay Bucks going out to Emily. And Steven Montez for the Washington Redskins going out to Dan Chumbley. One more thing to do right now, and that is give away 2 $5 hitless credits, and then I'll keep you posted at what tonight looks like, but it will be a little bit. Top 2 win 5 hitless credit, min roll 5. Oops, bring you guys over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be the Patriots and the Jags. So that's going to be Amy and Dan Morris. There you go, Amy and Dan, each winning a $5 hitless credit for the road whenever you want to use it. All right, guys, I'll get pictures posted tonight. Thank you guys so much. See y'all soon.